Greetings, friends. Welcome to our Intergroup Incubator. Today we meet under the energies of Cancer, the day of the new moon. Usually we start these meetings with music, but we had some technical issues, so we have to tune in our ears to hear the music of spheres and have joy of being together again in this space that we create together. This is our fourth meeting of the Intergroup Incubator that we started earlier this year under the energies of Aries, with the intention to bring our collective wisdom in a circle, reflecting on how we as a community, as esoteric part of the World Service Group community, can prepare in a most efficient way to the coming festival week of the new group of World Service. Since April, we were meeting every new moon, bringing our group focus to this question. And following a masterful guidance of Daniela, using the methods used at the corporate world to generate ideas and sift through the platter of those bright and sometimes unexpected ideas to find the nuggets that can become focus for projects that hopefully will sprout in our field as we prepare for the festival week. So let us bring our focus back to this question. What could we do to assist the preparation of the World Group for the festival week this year? And as before, let us start our work with a silent meditation, linking together across space with the love of our hearts and light of our minds, forming the group receptive chalice, and bringing our question to our elders in the spiritual hierarchy, asking for their guidance. So I invite us now to turn off our videos and enter the silent space. And for 5 minutes, holding our group mind open and listening. What could we do to assist the preparation of the World Group for the festival week of the new group of World Service? Let us sound the mantra of the world group. May the power of the one life pour through the group of all true servers. May the love of the one soul characterize the lives of all who seek to aid the great ones. May we fulfill our part in the one work through self-forgetfulness, harmlessness, and right speech. Om. Thank you, friends. And now I invite Daniela to continue our journey. Please guide us.
Thank you. Hello, dear friends. Happy new moon, which is now, I think, or something. We are in the vicinity, in any case. So, can you please change the slide, Alexander? So, this is a reminder of the entire process we went and we are going through today. So, in Aries season, we have defined the qualifiers. If you remember, there were so many beautiful words that we came up with to qualify, to determine, to define the qualities that we want our solutions to have. Then in Taurus, we have gone into brainstorming, properly said. We pretended to be Superman and a mother and Dalai Lama. And from their perspective, we have shared what we think they would do or how they would see a solution to our question. And then in Gemini, last time, we have begun our journey back to the surface, let's say. So we dived into imagination or went high up into intuition. Now last time we gradually started to come back to a reality where our projects will be implemented. And then today we are going to do what is called construction. So from idea to solution is happening today. Can you please change the slide? So what we will be doing today, there is a process and I will go into detail a little bit more. We will describe solutions, we will evaluate them, and well, ultimately we would want to come up with a project plan, but I don't think we will get there for this time. So we will be breaking out in breakout rooms again, and each group will work on one specific project. May I share my screen now? Okay. Okay. So we will work with this process in like kind of 4 steps, out of which 3 we will be doing today. So we will be describing the solution, and forgive me for this terminology, it's very corporate, but at least it serves the purpose of being very straightforward and clear, hopefully. So we will describe the solutions in actionable terms, as we call it, namely, what will a solution achieve, right? What are the goals of the solution? Then we will evaluate the solution against the qualifiers. Are you seeing the list? Yeah, okay. So if you remember, this is the list of qualifiers that we came up with the first time. And in an attempt to sift down to one word per column, well, we didn't get there, obviously, together. All the green ones were selected together. But then to make it practicable, in our group, we have chosen certain terms only that you see here in red. And I will explain how we will use them. So magnetic attraction, right relations, and so on. So this is the second phase step, sorry, and then we go into what is called PPCO, which means plus, potential, concern, and options. And pluses would be an immediate benefit, potential is long-term benefit, C as concern as what we see as obstacle for any solution to be implemented, and then O are options that we can use to go around the obstacles. So each group will receive such a document. So there are four, there were more projects, but we sifted through them to, again, make it practicable. And we have chosen work with groups in triangular formation, reveal the invisible, transform the festival into living symbol, and the language of the heart. So each group will receive a document like this with ready for you, hopefully, to answer the questions, right? To work through the questions in each of the groups. So let's try to do something together. So there was this one project or solution or idea that didn't get described more than this. There was just this one sentence, connecting with the Devic realms. So let's try to define this. What do we mean by that?
May I interrupt, Daniela?
Yeah.
We're using this as an example to explain this process. And on preliminary agreement, Daniela allowed me to interrupt here with all sorts of questions just to clarify this process as we will go together through this process that Daniela just described to us.
Yes, you
On
please do. Oh, yes. And
idea.
that's valid for anybody. Please do interrupt me. So connecting with the Devic realms. What do we mean by that? What do we want to achieve? Any idea? Do we want to make the collaboration with the Devic kingdom more present in our lives? Would that be something?
Maybe someone who was in the group that worked on this idea could contribute now.
Yes.
Okay.
Or anyone.
Anyone, yes.
Martin.
Well, we're looking for assistance in the preparation, right? So,
Okay.
what form of assistance can the Devic realms provide, and how can we access that assistance?
A question that, oh, are you finished, Dacia? I'm sorry
Yes.
to interrupt.
Yeah, it's Desha, thanks.
Dacia, thank you.
These are questions rather than, because
Yes.
we're just learning how to work with the Devic realms. I'll put my video on there. Okay. So yes, that's what came to mind. So please enhance that if you can.
So the question that comes to my mind in relation to this very important part of white magic, I think, is defining Davic realms. What are they? You know, we've talked about how we all come from different disciplines, different backgrounds, different foci of study. So defining exactly what we mean by that, I think, is important. And I mean, just to me, it seems to me that we each are a deva. We each have that within us. Yeah. But again, that's, I think, my definition is essential.
Okay. So just for the purposes of this exercise of the showcase, I will move on. But so let's say this project is about definitions. It's about understanding Devic realm, right? Let's call it like that. So solution title, Understanding Devic Realm. Understanding Devic Realm. Okay, so if such project was to be implemented, does it irradiate with the qualities of magnetic attraction? Would we say yes or no? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Is it about right relations? Yes.
Yes.
Is it something of a common aim?
Maybe not. If common means common to the Davic realm and common to us, maybe not.
Okay. Does it have an impact important for our preparations?
Yes.
Yes. Does it represent an expansion in our work?
Yes.
Yes. And is it about love? Yes, definitely. So we could take this one, which is this qualifier that could be under question, let's say, and see what we can do about understanding Devic realms that would bring something into the solution that would be of common aim. Consult with Devic realms to see if they will be willing to work with us would be one of a solution, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. But yeah, I'm just for a showcase.
Should we come up with the realistic solutions or?
Yeah, well, it's normally it should be realistic, but
But
why not?
Marty's right. We need to define what we mean before we can attempt to consult.
Yes. Go ahead, Judy.
So the whole thing, for me, what we're aiming to do is to prepare the world group for Festival Week.
Yes.
So I would say the common aim would have to be those who are part of the world group. Is it a common aim for those who are part of the world group to want to connect with the Davic realms? I mean, because I think you've got to go back to
Yes.
what's the aim of what we're doing in the first place.
Yes.
So
Okay.
I would say yes, because it's not about, is that it's not about us in the Davic realms, it's us preparing the world group for the World Festival Week. That's the focus for what we're doing.
So it's a yes.
It seems like what you're saying, Judy, is that all of humanity is maybe doesn't have that yet awareness of the common aim with the Davic world. Hopefully, we, as the group of world servers, are in coherence with the common aims.
Right, so I would say yes, because I think that's who these qualifiers are focused on, is our ability to use our project to support the world group.
Yes.
That's what we're doing. We're supporting the world group during Festival Week. So I think we always got to go back to that, otherwise we're all
Yes.
over the place thinking of a million things.
You are completely right. So I'll just move on because this is a showcase. I'm not going
Right.
further into details, but you will see in each of the documents you have the question for consideration. This is what we are trying to solve in a way, right?
Right.
Okay, so next step is this famous PPCO. Just a minute. I'm not sure how I can. No.
You want to
Okay.
fit it on one page?
Mm,
Do you want to fit it on one? Because
yeah, I wanted to, but it's okay. So
Mhm.
we will work with this. So what is an immediate benefit of connecting with understanding the Devic realm? The immediate benefit for our question. Go ahead, Judy.
We expand the efficacy of the work that the World Group is doing by supporting their relationship with the David realm.
Longer term, do we see anything coming out of such expansion, such connection, longer term? That is to say, beyond the festival week itself.
Oh, sure.
Meaningful change products. Again, kind of speaking corporate.
Yes, thank you. I'll just put meaningful change. Yes. So what would be the concerns?
It's technology that can be used by the left hand path.
Oh, so if we come up with something, it could be used. So our solution could be misused.
Mhm. So hard.
Okay. So how could we go about it? What do we need to do for this not to be misused?
Create a loving environment, a heartfelt environment, because that is what attracts the devas in that co-creative process.
And that would also prevent from misuse?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't think we can prevent misuse because we're talking humans here.
If I might, I
Also,
think our understanding of the devas would be only of a loving relationship, so it could not be misused.
Okay, so different opinions.
I just
We
just
could
have to
develop a technology of understanding the devas that would not be loving, would not involve love, but then it would be a left path.
Yeah, if it doesn't involve love, right? That's what you said.
Mhm.
Okay.
I would just add that the Davik is also used by the dark forces. It so it's a very valid concern
Indeed.
because dark forces also manipulate Davik substance on the different levels because the Davik extends from the gnomes and lower all the way up through to the angels and the archangels. And so maybe a recognition of what level, I don't know if that's the word, of Davik we are attracting. And anyway, more information to be provided. Thank you.
We need to work through our souls. I think that's our best protection.
Thank you. So I'm going fast because this is just a showcase. So this is what needs to be done for each project. Now, this one is very difficult because it was not defined, not many ideas were attached to it, but all the other projects, if you remember, have many. There is much material for each project to be used, and hopefully it will be easier, or rather, made more straightforward. Any questions? So we will create we will open the breakout rooms, and I think Alexander will join one of the groups, and I will be jumping from one to another just to facilitate if necessary.
May I ask just a terminological question? I don't quite understand what actionable means.
Well, it can be put into action. Let's say,
Practicable?
hmm,
Does it mean practicable? That can be
also,
put
yes, you
into
could understand it like that. But I want nice weather is not actionable, right? I will move to a region
Achievable.
where the weather is nice. That's actionable.
Okay, means achievable.
Mm-hmm.
Also, yes. So it's let me try to find it in French. I don't know if I know the word in French actually. So
But I think it's a good definer, something that on what we can act and achieve as a result of our action.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But it's
I have a question.
yes.
In our great breakout rooms, is one of us supposed to fill in this form the way you just did, Daniela?
Yes. Yes, please.
Okay, so how do we do that?
I will be sharing the documents, so immediately.
Maybe while you're doing this,
Yeah.
put in the chat the groups, I will say that this time we will have a little bit different process of joining the breakout rooms. Before we would automatically assign us to one of the groups, so you didn't have a choice. Today, we have 4 breakout rooms for 4 projects that Daniela outlined, and you can choose the group that you would like to work with, the idea. And as soon as we will activate the breakout rooms, you will have that choice popping up on your screen, and there you can just choose. There is a chance that one of projects might get only like 2 people. So in that case, you decide either you want to continue to work as 2 people, that's also fine, or you want to just join off one of other 3 groups.
What time limit do we have, Alexander?
We would like to have 40 minutes for this session, that we would still have time to share results of each group in a big room.
Can you repeat the names of the 4 projects, please?
Yes. So first one, just recognize that the groups that I was preparing breakout rooms, they disappeared on my screen, so I will have to recreate them. So the first group is the work with the triangle groups working in triangular shape. It's the first group. The second group, making invisible visible, making invisible network of light visible. The third group is the Daniela, please remind me the third group.
The language of the heart.
The language of the heart is the fourth group, and the third one.
Transform the festival into living symbol, reveal the invisible, and yeah. Sorry, I was not multitasking. I was not listening well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I put all the links into the chat. You can open them all. They're all editable.
I'm recreating now the groups. Sorry. Okay, so the groups are now ready, and if there are any other questions, please, this is opportunity to ask before we.
You said we have 40 minutes in each group?
40 minutes, yes.
So so I see here the document for language of the heart. That's what I'm interested in. How do we join the groups?
So I will activate now the groups, and you will choose the group which to join. But before I do that, just to get all the questions answered.
But yeah, I will be jumping from one group to another, so you will have occasions to ask, and I will also read the messages in the main room, so we can, I think, jump.
So I think we're ready. Right. So please choose one of the groups and bon voyage.
And for the record, we are coming back into the main room after having spent 40 minutes in breakout rooms talking about each of the projects. Hello, welcome back.
How many groups did you end up with, Daniela?
Excuse me?
How many groups did you ultimately end up with?
4.
We have 4. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
It was quite dynamic in our group. I stayed only with one group this time, so.
Yes, it was dynamic everywhere. I can tell you, having jumped from one place to another. Yes. Would somebody want to share? This is where we would like each group to share.
Question first, now that I'm looking at this, this document on my computer, if I close that document, will it just go right back into the chat and come to you, or do I need to send you or send someone that document?
You can close it. It will remain. So it's online document, and everybody has access to what you wrote. No worries. Yes.
So we invite who would be the first group to share. We offer to have 3-4 minutes for each group to share. Judy, you are muted.
Will you be our spokesperson, Judy, and share
Can
what
we
we
look at our
created?
document?
Yes, I can share my screen and show. So this is the language of the heart, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that really is the summation in some ways. And anybody who wants to chime in, I believe in group leadership. Okay.
We all.
Language of the heart. Can I? Oh,
Can
we
you
can't.
make it bigger, Daniela?
This is.
Is that okay as a size?
That's perfect. Thank you.
Okay, so the overall title description, as you can read, is Opening to the Language of the Heart. And some of the things that we hope to achieve is through use of this language, fostering a respectful environment whenever we communicate. Use the language of the heart actually as a tool for fostering good communication. Listening to all beings. So language is a two-way street. So it's not just offering language, but being part of a language dyad. So listening to the heart of all beings, including oneself. And that was an important piece. Listening to the heart of one's soul, which is taking it up a little bit. Using meditation to open the heart, and the idea of being present. So those would be the description of where we're going. The qualifiers, everything really was yes. If you think about the language of the heart, there's magnetic attraction, it creates right relations. It is the common aim of certainly all servers, but hopefully all peoples, to use that language. It impacts whenever it is used. It causes expansion and it creates a field of love. So the pluses, the potentials, the concerns, and the options. So where did they go? The pluses on this one was, I'm going to go across because in some ways we tried to do it across. Honest, open communication. So some of the long-term benefits might be it creates intuitive communication, it creates telepathy, and it creates deep connection. A concern is to know how to build it, because we say these things, but how do you do it? And one was practicing using the language of the heart. So another plus was clarity and harmlessness. And one of its potentials or long-term benefits is it creates emotional steadiness. Again, how do we achieve it? So there needs to be a group understanding that we're using one language, that it's universal, that we have it in common. And when it meets that criteria, then it becomes harmless and we learn how to achieve it.
And then we'll just also adding too that there was the idea that achieving that group understanding is going to require individuals to maybe turn loose of some of what they hold on to. Because we all come from such different cultural backgrounds, study backgrounds, language backgrounds, etc., but really trying to do away with the individual differences. I mean, while still respecting them, but that group understanding to be universal, I think it somehow has to address or require maybe a little bit of give on the parts of all of us from where we stand individually.
The next plus was that using the language of the heart breaks down separateness. And a long-term benefit is it elevates consciousness. We become magnetic to others. It creates international unity and eventually world peace. And again, the concern is knowing how to approach it, approaching the idea of separateness to break it down and knowing how to embody it. Embody was an important one. So recognizing the language of the heart when others use it and conscious listenings were options to remove the concerns. Then another plus was self-forgetfulness and right speech. The potential of that it reduces fear, creates a culture of goodwill and caring. Conflict is creative rather than destructive. A concern is putting it into constant conscious action. And those were the pieces. I think we all do it some of the time. And this constant conscious. And we didn't get as far as coming up with an option to that. But that kind of was the overall.
Thank you. That was a marathon.
It was a marathon.
Yeah. And the sprinting marathon. Yes. Thank you.
If I may, I just want to add one more plus to this potential project is that during the festival week, we work with the energy of the will. And we know that we implement that will by love. So the love is the foundation for us. So this is of primary importance.
And if I may add a long term that I see is being understood and understand the entire existence, basically. This is the language that is spoken by every being. So long term, we know we speak with everybody and everybody speaks with us.
I don't know that I can type those in, but I'll write them down to add.
Thank you.
Thank you. Who would be the next group?
Alex, you can do it for us. We are not as organized and ordered in the beautiful presentation, but we played with a lot of good ideas. Alex, you want to do it?
I have to confess that when I joined the group, I created a little havoc, disrupting the process, but just a quick summary. Can you please scroll down? Yes. So the solution that we recognized is that is coming up with the symbol that would help us to recognize ourselves as a living organism, and it will help all groups to identify with this living organism. This is a picture of Catherine demonstrating the Kalachakra mandala, and that was an idea that I voiced, but I don't want to take our time now for this. So if we can just, a Kalachakra is just an example of a symbol of a powerful mandala that is created for a short time of period, has its impact, and then it's dissolved. And so in a way, we could consider our festival week as a limited in time period of impact, where we can come up with whatever symbol we could share together to unify us in the same mental frame of recognizing us as a living organism. If you want to add anything, Andrea, Catherine, and Nina, please do.
You're doing great.
So if we can go to solutions, we got all the yes, so I'm not going to stop on that. And then we go to PPCO. So we recognize as pluses that increased understanding of us as a living organism. This experience would expand the energy of the group soul and bring coherence into the community. Long-term potentials. This experience would expand the energy of the group soul and bring more coherence into the group field. Our concerns. We mostly work, as the community mostly works via Zoom, or so work online. Another concern is how we could come to an agreement on what could be that symbol that could unite us, because we want coherence. So therefore, we need to get buy-in from all the participating groups. So there's how to include all different ideas and proposals coming from different groups. And another concern that we recognize, how to come with the how to recognize the new reality that is unfolding and not rely totally on our experience that we have now and familiar for us symbols. And as solutions, we didn't really get to that yet. We recognize pretty well the challenges, but if we continue to work with this, it's something to be found solutions for those.
When you said symbol and you were describing the will, and so across the cross piece it says truth, but that seems to be, to my mind, kind of one of the symbols you're talking about. So I have that. If you would like to share it, I'd be happy to.
That looks like King Arthur's sword, doesn't it?
It sure does.
Excalibur.
Yeah. But it's got all that amazing energy of will radiating from it. So I just thought I'd love to show it to you while we're talking about symbols. I'll stop now.
Thank you, Daisha. Thank you. I was wondering where the symbols came from whom, but yeah.
From me. Okay.
There is a lot of potential in this. Those who's interested, I invite to join the group who would work on this potential solutions. So considering the limit of time, I suggest we go to the next group.
And actually, just wanted to add that this somehow nourishes the idea of making the invisible visible, right? Also, in my sense. So I'm inviting Helen or Gillian. I don't see Gillian anymore, but Helen, maybe would you like to share?
Yes, we were both of us fairly inept at working with the technology, so we didn't fill in the form. So I'm sorry about that. One of the difficulties we was this perpetually working on Zoom, and this hope that we would be able to change and become more telepathically linked together, rather than having to rely on all these mechanistic gadgets. I guess they are. So that was one thing, and this telepathic is to approach is to do with seeing this link between us all, acknowledging this linking, and we both spoke of experiencing the idea of taking an initiation at the festival week for the whole group. A group initiatory experience came up, and we thought about times when we maybe experienced an initiation, or a small one maybe, this sense of total peace. And we spoke of the Tree of Light group, talked quite a lot about the softening of the heart, of softening the dense physical and allowing it to blend into the etheric. And how when this happens, there is complete peace and non-separateness, and this connection with the other kingdoms of the earth. And we sense that when we get to these experiences, this is when we are at peace with the devas, when the devic aspect of ourselves, DK says we are but devas after all, that we are completely at peace with that other aspect of ourselves and of all the other kingdoms. We spoke about the importance of being open to all sorts of groups within the worldwide group, and being in harmony with all the different traditions and studies and areas that people work in. And we think that's quite tricky, but hopefully we were looking for a manifestation of this sense of oneness and this interlinking with the whole group when we reach December. Thank you.
I was thinking, Helen, as you were presenting your wonderful ideas, and Language of the Heart group, tell me if you agree, but it seems to me that these aims that you're talking about, the visible light, invisible light, that's the same, those are the same aims of the heart language.
Yes. Well, this was the other thing we said. All the themes, in fact, are interconnected. Yes. But this softening of the heart is very much to do with the language of the heart, of allowing it to be open, and open to speak and radiate, and open to receive. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Helen.
Okay.
And now next steps.
Was there a triangle group?
Yes.
Do we have Carol that can show the presentation, or can Daniela show the presentation?
I can. Sorry, I forgot about you.
Thank you.
Sorry.
And we were 3 people, myself, Gorm, Carol, and Vincent. And if they're still present, it would be very nice if they just take the word when we go through this. But it's quite a number of us are familiar with working in daily triangle work with the 3 persons connecting, which is an activity that started with the Lucid Trust organization. And this is actually an expanding of that concept, but then doing it not only 3 individuals, but 3 groups. So that way making it much stronger than what you have in an individual triangle, because you inevitably you will get a much stronger connection group to group than you get individual to individual. So that's the concept and idea behind it. And if you go to the solution qualities, it's definitively magnetic attraction between groups. It's a work of right relations and common aim, because the aims are actually more or less the same than that is with the individual triangles working. And this we could say we're working between the individual triangle and the esoteric group in triangles, which also exist within the Lucid Trust system or organization. Impact, yes. Expansion, yes. And love, yes. So we'll go downwards to the pluses. It's a recognition of unity and not separativity. It's unity of groups and unity of groups together. And we are in, if I'm not mistaken, we are 73 or so groups within the 2025 initiative. So there's a lot of groups there, and there's a lot of goodwill groups all over the world. And the potential is strengthen the connection between hierarchy and humanity. Of course, it's always a concern that participants do not see the importance and dropping out. So options top of mind that lacks recognition of the efficiency of the triangle work, and then we have to work on getting people to understand the efficiency of this work. And we're making here a network available for the hierarchy to distribute energies and a much stronger way of doing it than just doing it to individuals. So it's a tool from the hierarchy to humanity. It's also a strengthening for the world and the Karana then between hierarchy and humanity. So it amplifies the cooperation and capacity of the group and groups, and it promotes also the science of invocation through daily practice. So, and it's always we have a concern that groups may focus too much on their own routines and dissipate the work that way. One way of working on that is to have adaptive versions of the great invocation that already are in use and can still be adapted even more to the need. So that's I think that was the third point. So we had a small but rather efficient group, I will say. And big thanks to Carol and Vincent. And please add on if there is anything more to add here. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Gorm. So as you see, this is just the beginning of the process. And we hope that this teams that work today on these ideas could carry on this work. And as our next step, we invite you to consider forming teams to work on those ideas. And for that, we prepared an incubator follow-up form, and you can find it now in your chat. And if you would be interested to join any of the teams, or maybe 2 or 3, or maybe all of them, please respond to that, and we will help you with your next steps. Also, if you don't want to join any of the teams, but you would like to share your feedback on this process, please also use this form to share your feedback with us. And so the next step is that next month, we would like to call a big circle meeting of different groups. Hopefully many groups who've been part of the telepathic experiment that's been in process for the last 3 years would join us there. So far, that list of groups is now 75 groups. And that's a time when we would invite groups, first of all, we'll meditate together, put in our intention using the energy of the Leo new moon, intention towards the festival week. And that's the time when we would invite groups to share their plans for the festival week, sharing the gist of their ideas that they're working on and the projects. And that's through that we could see how we could cooperate between different groups. That be potential to forming triangles between the groups who love to work on the same projects. And for all the countries would be calling this, again, meditate together and continue sharing on the process of preparation for the festival week. That would be another way to bring more coherence into our community in preparation for the festival. So that's about the next meeting of this intergroup community that we're building together. Another aspect of this process that we've been together through for the last 4 months, it's a learning aspect of this. It's going through these phases in this 4 months. We wanted to share with you this process that your group can use to work on your idea. So definitely these 4 ideas that we've been working today in the small groups, just a small portion of what our collective, our community can bring forward. So we invite your group to use the opportunity of the coming full moon of Leo, the festival of Sirius, to meditate and get your impressions about what is your group idea or that you would like to work on. So that when we meet at the new moon in a month's time, you could share that idea with others and see what resonance that will create in the community and partnerships that could emerge out of that. At this point, what could be the next steps? Yet it's unfolding vision, unveiling invisible, and recognizing what is the plan, what are the next steps. So our vision of this process evolves as we go. And these ideas that we've been working today on been quite inspiring for us, for our group, to see how our work could be structured further. And so we invite your contribution because it's our common aim, common work.
On a very practical level, I don't have the email addresses of the people that were in our group today. I would not know how to get in touch with them. There were 3 new people. I don't know how to reach them. So although what you're saying is nice, the practicality right now doesn't exist unless we have a listing.
That's a very good point. We were thinking about how to share emails with everyone, but because we didn't ask for that consent from the beginning, we cannot just share. So solution for that is that this form, that follow-up form that we suggest you to fill up, expressing your interest, there will be your email. And if you express interest to work in certain groups, you will be put in touch with people who are interested to work on the same topic. And so that's how we see at this point the practical way to get in touch with each other. Definitely we'll think more about much more easier way for our community to interconnect. But we just want to respect the privacy of everyone, and so we cannot just share contacts of everyone.
And what about the work that we did today? I assume when we sign up in those groups, then we'll get a sharing out of those, of that format and the content that we created as groups.
Yes, we will share the documents. Yes, yes.
A beautiful process. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
So you will receive a follow-up email with us with links to all those documents in the summary.
Great. Thank you.
Look at that beautiful light behind you, Daniela.
Yes.
This golden rays just appeared to bless our work together. Lovely.
Ta-da!
And I'm putting now in the chat our email. So if you have any further questions or ideas or comments, please share with us via that email. And please use this feedback form, follow-up form, the link in the chat. So one of the mottos for us this year became the phrase, "to be continued." Thank you for this.
Thank you, everyone. What a beautiful process this has been.
Very much to everybody.
Blessings.